an amazing run. Oh, nice. Oh, my brain!
Goodness me.
Oh, are you serious?
X Games Real BMX is a video competition. In this event, 6 of the world's best BMX riders team up with a filmer of their choice and take to the streets to shoot a 90-second video part. These teams have 3 months to complete this task before submitting their videos to a panel of esteemed judges. These judges will cast their votes to determine which team takes home X Games Gold. During the show, we will take you behind the scenes with the crews to witness the filming process. The riders in Real BMX are DeMARCUS PAUL, Dave Krone, Nathan Williams, Chad Kerley, Alex Donnachie, and Colt Fake. These are their videos, and this is World of X Games Real BMX.
Hello and welcome to the World of X Games Real BMX. I'm your host, Chris Doyle. Let's get right into this and meet our panel of judges. First up, we have DAKOTA ROCHE. Dak is known for his technical yet powerful brand of street riding. He is an X Games medalist and received the coveted Nora Cup Street Rider of the Year title back in 2015. Next we have Jason ENNS. In the early millennium, ENNS helped usher in a new brand of street riding by comfortably grinding rails and ledges on both sides of the bike. He has a knack for finding the right setup for the right trick and has put together more full-length video parts than just about any modern-day professional BMXer. Our third judge is Mike Rooftop ESCAMILLA. Mike burst on the scene in the early 90s with his groundbreaking video part Dirty Deeds and has been on fire ever since. Known for having strong video parts along with some strong opinions, his personality and professionalism has helped boost him to legendary status, and he has earned the respect of BMX riders from every generation. And our final judge, Brian KACHINSKY. BK loves to take calculated risks on big burly setups, but also has what it takes to do well in high-profile competitions, as proven by his bronze medal performance in 2010 X Games Street. Judges, welcome and thank you for being here.
Thanks for the intros, Chris. Having nearly 2 decades of legendary video parts under your belt, it's an honor to have you host us today, and it's gonna be fun. Let's get it going.
How important is it for a rider to put out a heavy video part?
It's pretty much the most important thing. It's all we have, you know, there's no more magazines. The only way you can showcase your riding is through video parts, and with the progression being so fast, you gotta bring it.
I think it's probably the only form of expression in our sport that is like the rawest and the most true. It's not under pressure by a clock or a crowd. If there's any way to see who a rider is, this is the way.
Well, for me, it's where my passion's at, and I feel like that passion is like kind of painting a picture and telling a story on who you are and your own progression. I think without that, you lose a huge chunk of creativity within BMX, you know what I mean? So it's what I live for at this point.
What makes a good video part?
All of us have been motivated over the years by video parts, and so I try to kind of use that almost as like a tiebreaker, so to speak, at times, was like, did that video part make me want to grab my bike and go out and ride? And I think that is like sort of the pinnacle or the reason why we all watch these and why we're constantly inspired by them and why we want to film our own. That feeling that it gives you makes you want to go ride, that I think really resonates with all of us and all BMXers in general.
Judges, we have 6 videos to watch. But before we do, we're going to take a little bit of a look behind the scenes. Our first rider up is DeMARCUS PAUL and his filmer, Mike Mastroni.
My name is DeMARCUS PAUL, 29 years old. Originally from Albany, Georgia. Moved to San Diego about 5 years ago. I picked Mike Mastroni as my filmer because I know he's gonna do his best at getting whatever it is I'm trying to film. With that being said, it kind of helps me being super confident in what I'm trying to do, and it helps me really be able to deliver the things that I feel like I want to do or trying to do because I know he has it or he's gonna get it.
I'm Mike Mastroni, and I'm DeMARCUS PAUL's Real BMX filmer.
I've been filming with Mike for 3 years now, and we've been able to produce a fair good amount of projects, all of which I'm hyped on and excited about, and I'm sure he feels the same way. He's not only just a filmer, he is a pro rider, so he understands both aspects of what we're doing. So whether it's if I'm having an emotional breakdown, he totally understands that. It's not like he's just sitting there wondering oh, well, are you gonna just do the trick? It's no, he really understands the roller coaster of emotions that you have to go through in order to really convince yourself that you can do something. That helps me a lot too, because I don't feel like I'm being rushed. I don't feel like I gotta do it right now, because I know sometimes you have to come back to things, and he understands that too. Traditionally, video parts could take anywhere from a year to even 5 years. But with this particular contest, it is 3 months and it is very straightforward. It's pushing yourself, but also it's like, this is what we do every day. And it shows what you can produce in a short period of time and how far can you really push yourself.
The viewer's just seeing the finished product, and it's what goes into it that you don't see, and that's what's so hard, be it injuries or security guards or getting kicked out of spots, and just having spots and having ideas is such a huge thing. And DeMarcus is so on it. He's super motivated. He knows exactly what he wants to do and how he wants to do it, and he's not going to settle for anything less.
I'm DeMarcus Paul, and this is my real BMX video part.
That's a really good way to start this competition off. What do you guys think of DeMarcus's video part?
This is exactly what you'd expect someone to bring to the table for X Games video part. Everything was solid, using both sides of his bike. I enjoyed the ditch clip and the backflip, a little bit of variety. The only downfall for me that I could see right off the bat was maybe a few too many second angles that were unnecessary, really. But other than that, I mean, the song, editing, everything worked great together.
He had a great mix of tech riding as well as like very precise and gnarly stuff like the straight on tire ride on the rail. I mean, his tires are only as wide as that rail. It's down 15 stairs. There's not really much room for error in that, you know? And then as well as the rail manual to bar over the stoppers. There's devices on that rail to stop you from doing that. And he's like, oh, I'm just gonna manual ride over and bar.
My favorite clip was probably the first rail, that rail to 180 over, kind of looks like to clear the curb. This is sometimes good and bad. DeMarcus does things with such ease that sometimes it doesn't look as gnarly because it doesn't look like he has to struggle for it all.
You loved the backflip out of the ditch, didn't you?
Yeah, people don't do street flips very often because they're gnarly. A straight street flip, there's only one way out, and that's either on your wheels or on your chest.
And you've done both.
Yeah. So yeah, and the wheels, like, it works better when you land on your wheels.
This year was a really rainy year for California, and so the guys riding out here struggled and they had to go through work, and you actually saw that in some of the clips. You'd see raindrops on the lens. Another clip I enjoyed was DeMarcus rubbing the ledge smooth. You know, it's kind of like showing that, you know, yeah, he's in California, but you still got to put in the work, and it's not just all rainbows and sunshine and, you know, perfect scenarios all the time. Like, he really put in the work and did what he needed to do.
I think Mastroni's great with the fisheye. He knows how to use that fisheye correctly to emphasize what he's trying to emphasize. I think they could have done a little bit more with the intro. You know, sometimes you want to just paint a little bit more of a picture to start the part off. But other than that, man, it was just solid beginning to end, very motivating.
We'll be right back with a video from Style Cat Dave Krone and his filmer, Ryan NAVAZIO. Welcome back to the world of X Games Real BMX. We're gonna jump right back into the video parts now with a part from Dave Krone and his filmer, Ryan NAVAZIO.
My name is Dave Krone. I'm 28 years old and I live in St. Augustine, Florida. What I love about street riding is that you can express your creativity in your own way, and it's the best way that I feel you can see the personality of a city. Me and Navaz work together pretty well because I feel like we're on the same wavelength, and he knows how to capture the best side of my riding and put my personality into the videos that we make too because he knows me so well.
My name's Ryan NAVAZIO, and I'm Dave Krone's filmer for Real BMX. So the immediate first challenge is that he lives in Florida and I live in Philadelphia. So even though like logistically it was gonna be a pain, I was like, yeah, we have to do this. Dubai had been on my radar as somewhere to go. I knew there were spots there from videos, and they were the kind of spots that I think spoke to Dave.
I personally didn't even really know where it was or what it was.
It's in the Middle East. It's this weird place where people are like, you're going to Dubai? Why?
So the second day we decided to go out, and I come up to this wall with a little transition at the bottom that I wanted to hop into. And I did it a bunch of times. I think I got too comfortable with it. My tire clipped the wall and I went right to my face.
For me, I thought we were done. And like 2 days later, he was like, all right, I'm good to go. Like, I'll keep riding, which I was kind of surprised.
It's pretty hard to get remotivated after crashing like that. Even just doing a simple trick on something you know you can do, you got to get over that mental block and then pushing yourself even farther after that.
Then we got back to filming for the part again.
I kind of wanted to make something that makes you want to get up and ride your bike rather than sit there and admire how crazy this stuff was. You know, you hear a lot of guys saying that doesn't even make me want to ride anymore, and I kind of wanted to make something that makes you want to ride, and I hope that can come through, and if it doesn't, I had fun making it.
I guess what I want people to take away from this part is that when Dave rides, he's just doing what comes natural to him, and I just happen to be there to document it.
I'm Dave Krone, and this is my Real BMX video part.
Well, that part was quite different from what we saw with DeMarcus's part. ENNS, tell me what you're thinking.
I think this is the perfect example of how the filming and editing can really showcase, riding that isn't groundbreaking, but displayed in a way that's really fun to watch. I think it's really creative to take a crash clip like that and kind of turn it into the vibe of the video where it relays into sort of a dream sequence, and that goes perfectly with the shot on the beach where you're just like, whoa, and it's kind of has that hazy feel and sets the tone for the video.
They filmed in a lot of different locations. Sometimes you fly halfway around the world, and because they went to Dubai in this case, to instantly put your bike together and go ride, and that's not always easy.
Aside from Dave Krone's face on the ground, he didn't do a lot of grinding. What are your thoughts? Does that change your opinion of the video part at all?
No, I thought it was great because there's a kind of a saying, it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Sometimes you can just do the most simple trick, but if you do it right, it's kind of like poetry in motion.
No, all the filming's really good, but you have that G-turn and that transition, the G-turn that's flawless. There's stuff that I know if I would have done it, I would have been like, this is not usable. I mean, it was half the way Dave did it and then half the way Navaz filmed it that just made it like, wow, that was sick.
There's one that basically where he jumped through the water and he did the kick out into the fountain coming up, and I think that was really cool, again, just showing kind of like the beauty and the simplicity of BMX, that it can just, just be fun when you're just cruising around.
And then it was cool too, like kind of seeing like, his technical abilities to shine through with like that line. He did like a feeble manual, jumped into this bank, and then right when he landed, 180'd off the curb, and then did like a full cab nose manual to fakie over the, it was like a lot of things at once, and it was really cool because he put them all together, linked them all together really well.
Is he bringing something different to the table that these other guys aren't?
I think definitely. I think he's bringing kind of more of a style aspect than we've seen so far. It's going to be interesting to see how that sort of stacks up to guys who do, you know, trick after trick after trick, and maybe it's something that's filmed in more of a standard way.
I definitely feel there's a place for a part like this next to world-class trick riding because, you know, at the end of the day, it's supposed to be fun. And there might be a kid that relates to this video more than watching people do tricks that are going to be unattainable, you know?
Stick around. When we return, we're going to see what Nathan Williams and his filmer, Peter Adam, cooked up for us. Welcome back to the world of X Games Real BMX. Let's take a look at what Nathan Williams and Peter Adam brought to the table.
I'm Nathan Williams, I'm 29 years old, and I'm from Nashville, Tennessee. As a kid, like, I remember the first time really seeing BMX was like X Games on TV, you know, and that was awesome to see. It obviously lit that fire for me. I'd been in a couple of the actual, like, the X Games contests before, and they're awesome, but just for what I do on a normal daily basis, it's way different. You know, I don't normally ride in a 60-second run kind of deal, and so, you know, I'm stoked to be able to give kids a different insight into street riding, really. So I picked Peter Adam for my filmer, mainly because we had just gotten off of filming for a 2-year project for United, and so super comfortable with him. He's really fun to film with. You know, he does live pretty far away from me, but kind of worked out to do a couple trips, and so, yeah, it just made sense, really.
My name is Peter Adam, and I'm from Belfast in Northern Ireland. Yeah, so Nathan getting the invite for X Games, it kind of seems, I mean, it's obvious, you know, it's Nathan Williams. Over the last 10 years, he's just got gnarlier and gnarlier, and he had the video part of the year, Street Rider of the year, and like, this is his time, you know. He's 29 years old now, and there's no signs of slowing down. I'm sort of taking the title, you know, literally, like real BMX. I want to get a sort of like a human element across, because, you know, people watch these things and, you know, they always say to me, oh, that guy's crazy, you know. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, it's kind of crazy, but it's very skillful, and there's a lot of time and blood and sweat he puts into this, and there's little moments in between each trick, you know, that make up the whole picture. I think to me they're as important as the tricks sometimes, you know. Yeah, Nathan does a lot of stuff on like his wrong side, although I don't know if he's got a wrong side. It's like trying to write something with your left hand if you're right-handed. He's kind of got to that level where I guess he likes to challenge himself even more. I'd give my left arm to be ambidextrous. Guaranteed, every trick you see him pull, he has 3 or 4 really bad slams that would put anyone out of action for at least a week. His hands are constantly covered in cuts, his elbows. I don't know how he does it.
Sometimes it's hard, you know, to kind of get up the next day and, all right, gotta do it again, but you just stretch, and if you eat well and do everything you can to make your body feel nice, then normally you can push through and keep going. I'm Nathan Williams, and this is my real BMX video part.
Pretty heavy looking part. What are we thinking?
Right out the gate, he comes with that over ice, and you know it's on. And then the next clip is the switch version of that with the pull, which is even gnarlier. You would normally have a stronger side, but with him, it doesn't really seem to matter, you know? Whatever the spot gives to him, he can use it. It's unreal, really, the level he's at on either side. You know, one of my favorite clips was the pole jam over the fence, and even though the risk factor doesn't look as high, that's equally as gnarly, if not more, than everything else he did.
There's a very fine line with that trick, because you either go too far back or too far forward, or you miss your peg when you go to jump. If any of those things happened, he's going right at a fence that's 6 feet off the ground.
That's a bad crash.
Yeah.
I've never seen personally a nollie to nose wheelie down a handrail. Those never been done before tricks. Those add a lot to a video part.
To me, Nathan is like the rider that every kid should be trying to be, because he's good at everything, you know? He's not just a tech ledge nibbler, he doesn't just do big rails. In a place like this where it's 90 seconds and I think there's 13 clips, pretty much almost all of them are hammers. And so far, this is the first real banger we've seen. Like clip ender that could be like a life ender and a real long night if you go down. So for me, this had almost everything you need. It was so gnarly.
There was kind of like a lot of like segues between tricks, indicating like the travel or like the background of what was going on, like the clip of his dog biting into the tube after he got the flap. And even though the part is only 90 seconds, I think that that stuff made sense to be in there. I don't know if I would have been able to handle him having one more hammer in that part, to be honest, dude. I would like to have some negative things to point out with this video part, just so I could like give him a couple digs, but it's like, I really can't.
The part's the perfect combination of what you want. Burly, tech, and still brings innovation, tricks you haven't seen yet, all wrapped together in a perfect package.
Now, I don't want to take a turn towards negative town here, but is there anything that you didn't like, something that you weren't feeling?
I don't drink coffee, so I don't really see like why that mattered.
I think it's kind of cool how we've seen sort of a really trick-heavy video part leading up to this, and then we saw a really stylish video part leading up to this. Now we've kind of seen both in one here with Nathan. We've kind of seen a combination of that, which I think is something that's really, really respectable when you can combine both of those.
We are halfway through the field, but we still have 3 more video parts to check out from Colt Fake, Alex Donnachie, and Chad Kerley. You're not going to want to miss this. Stick around. All right, it's time for the second half. We're going to get right back into it with a video part from Chad Kerley and his filmer, Christian RIGAL.
My name is Chad Kerley. I'm 23 years old from San Diego, California. I picked Christian RIGAL as my filmer. We've been filming together forever. He's the first person I really filmed with, like, professionally. I think I was 14. Yeah, it was my first video. We've always just worked on videos together. There's a bunch of, like, big staples in my life, you know, memorable videos for me that he's done and we've done together. And it's like a really natural vibe with him because we've been doing it for so long, and just like, cause we're good friends too. So it's just organic, like it just works well. And like, I don't know, it's just like the little things, you know, we could just sit there and film a trick for hours, and I know he's down to keep trying it as long as I'm down to keep trying it. And like, we both want to get it just as bad. My arms hurt trying to do a nose manual, and his arm hurts holding up the camera. Like, it's just, we're on the same page with a lot of it, but it's like, we're both going in, we both love it the same, and like, he puts in so much work with filming and all that. It's like, I'm putting in work with riding, so it just clashes and goes together nice, so.
I'm Christian RIGAL, and I'm Chad Kerley's filmer for Real BMX. One of the coolest parts about being able to film a video part is it's your representation of what you're doing. It's Chad riding the way he wants to ride, it's me filming the way I want to film. We use the music that we like, and it's something that we get to put out for everybody else to see, and there's no coaches, no one telling us what to do. It's just what we want to do and how we want to do it, and that's always been the part of BMX that I love the most, and I think that's why a camera ended up in my hands. It's just being able to go out and create something with your friends, and it's all on you. It's what you guys want to do, and that's the most fun.
Doing hard stuff and scary stuff, you got to be motivated to just get up and wake up and be motivated to try it. And just the fact that it's X Games, you know, like, this is the whole reason, like, I do what I do anyway. Just for the fact that in my heart, X Games holds that spot for me personally. It's like, we're gonna wake up and go in. I'm Chad Kerley, and this is my Real BMX video part.
Chad Kerley, technical powerhouse, X Games street gold medalist. I mean, the kid is insane on a bike. Let's get right into this video part. What do you guys think?
When I saw Chad Kerley's name, I assumed I knew exactly what I was getting, which is technically harder than most things you see, but for me, not super exciting to watch. Instantly out of the gate, it was different tricks than I thought. Not that he can't do them, because someone that talented is good at everything, but I think this switch to this feel of a part was everything. To me, that part that could take it for me. Am I only feeling that way because I'm so surprised, or did he really do it? But he had switch stuff, he had regular stuff, he had technically hard stuff, he had stuff that was burly, but it looked like he put a lot of work in. Christian did a great job. I think that might be a hard one to beat. When he rolls in out of that ditch through that big long tail whip, the music changes and you're just like, something's coming.
Not necessarily a song you would picture someone like Chad Kerley riding to, huh?
I feel like when you think of Chad, it's some sort of hip hop where you're trying to hype up yourself, because that's how kind of rap is, right? Where this one, you didn't need any hype. The writing spoke for itself, and like the song sort of like glued that together. It didn't feel like there was an ego attached to that part at all. There was no like riding away, like, yeah, boys. When he came off that solar panel, he was like, oh my God, that just happened.
When he rolls away, that's the infectious feeling that makes you want to go, I want to go ride now, you know?
There's one clip in particular where he starts a line by just gapping across a walkway, hits a wall, and then comes back where he came from and does the 540 off. I probably wouldn't go there and think like, oh yeah, that's a spot. That's what I love about BMX, is that everyone kind of brings their own flavor to it.
Even the ledge line stuff, he was going so fast and was so powerful. You know, then he rides a 20+ stair handrail as well, rides off roofs. Like, it has everything, and it's edited so beautifully. Like, the whole video builds, and it's like got ups and downs, and there's just not much negative to say about it, to be honest.
There were some tricks, some spots and tricks too, where he decided to maybe leave a trick out at the end, and it actually, it was the perfect amount of stuff rather than trying to cram a few more things in.
It takes away from your riding when you do too much at once. You're throwing so much stuff at somebody, it's like, what am I supposed to focus on? What do you just do?
A lot of those flat ledge lines can get cluttered like that, but that whole line worked, and it was so fluid that it all just worked together and you could take in what was happening.
But honestly, I think this is the best video part I've ever seen from Chad Kerley, and I think it's the best production I've ever seen from Christian RIGAL.
I've never heard you give this many compliments ever.
Christian is someone that's, his riding and his filming, he has passion for both of them. So it's like, he's gonna go out and do the best no matter what he's doing.
We'll be right back after the break with a video part from the Scottish team of Alex Donnachie and Dave Sowerby. It's time to check out a video part from Alex Donnachie and Dave Sowerby.
I'm Alex Donnachie from Glasgow, Scotland, and I'm 23 years old. When I was a little kid, I'd always watch videos, you know, constantly. I just watched them over and over, and then got a camera of my own and just started filming and just loved making videos. I chose Dave because he's just really good at what he does. He always has an idea or a concept, which I like. Makes it a bit more interesting rather than just clips in the song.
I'm Dave Sowerby. I'm Alex Donnachie's filmer for Real BMX.
Yeah, well, living in Scotland, it's just rains pretty much every day, so we couldn't really film there. So we decided to go to Malaga, Spain for the first trip, and that was really good, even though it's been hit a lot. And then we done a second trip to Lisbon. The ground there's pretty rough. It's a bit sketchy, but there's a lot of good spots.
It limited us a little because it's places we'd been before, and it would have been great to go to fresh cities with new spots, but I still think Alex did really well to come up with new riding. He's always progressing with what he can do, so even if he's been to a city before, when he goes back he's got new stuff to try and he can ride the same spots in different ways. There was a few things in there that he'd never done before, like the nose bonk 5 over the rail. He didn't know if he could do it, so he was going out just to try something open-ended and see if it worked. But all of the stuff that he thought he would like to try and pull, he actually did get in the end. And I mean, that's really how Alex rides. If he says he wants to do something, he always makes it work out. The toughest thing Alex filmed would have been the cab 720. He tried that over 2 days.
I just couldn't get enough spin, and because the ground is really, it's like cobbles there, so it hurt a lot to fall on, so I was pretty beat up after a few days of trying that.
It sort of looked like it was something that wasn't going to come in the end, but he just persevered with it. Took a bunch of heavy falls and then just one came together. So that was great, because that was something new for him he'd never done before, and and the spot worked good for it. The animated paper stuff, I just liked the idea that it kind of looked a little bit handcrafted, and it shows the idea of someone behind the video creating it to try and highlight the fact that we're making a video together. You know, there's someone behind the creative process as well as Alex on camera doing the bike riding.
For me, the best part about this is just traveling and riding my bike every day, getting to see new places. Couldn't really ask for anything better than that. I'm Alex Donnachie, and this is my Real BMX video part.
Pretty solid part from Alex Donnachie. I think we all agree that he's a tech wizard. What do you guys think about his video part?
His opening clip with the feeble 360 off that out ledge, that thing was definitely 10 feet tall at least.
Yeah, the viewers at home who maybe don't ride BMX, they might forget for a moment that these bikes don't have shocks or anything like that, so all the impact is just for your body, and it's incredible how smooth he makes it look.
The tooth hard 180 on the out ledge, he did one switch, which is crazy because we were just talking about how that's a rare one as it is, you know what I mean? So to do it switch on, you know, something with a significant drop is pretty insane, you know?
I really like that nose bonk hanger, and he had to land on the path because it was sand. And also, even that clip where he did the feeble up to hard over, like, that's huge. Is it weird that we've seen that spot so much and never seen that done? Does that say something to how gnarly it actually is?
I've seen footage of countless different riders being there and getting tricks there. Nothing like that, though.
That 360 to manual, that was switch too.
360 to manual 180 on its own, you know, it's not something that people do every day, you know what I mean? If you're doing something that's hard and then making it harder on yourself by doing it switch, like, that's huge.
You know, with Alex, it's so crazy because he does make everything look so easy. And Dave Sowerby has a ton of experience making BMX videos. He's made a ton of legendary ones over the years, including working with Alex before too. So, you know, those guys had that relationship, and you could definitely see that in this part.
If you really watch that part, the filming is spot on. Like, there's some zoom in and zoom outs on some clips. That pan down that was really good out of the flowers. Like, there's some really good filming in this part.
The song, it's like really cheerful and like kind of poppy, you know? And it's like, everybody has different music tastes, so you can't say like, oh, you know, that was a bad song. It's not necessarily a bad song, but in my opinion, it didn't really back up that riding and that grittiness, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like almost too happy and playful, right?
A different song choice would have left you feeling a whole different way at the end of the video, I think. A lot of the tricks were really standout tricks, and it was just kind of shuffled in a weird order. And I think that really takes away from some of the clips as well. When it was building, I thought that last clip was going to be maybe something more than it was. Not to take away from the gnarly factor, but a few clips before that I thought were a lot crazier than the last clip.
Even like the Cab 7.
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen that, but it was done pretty smooth. There wasn't like it was a massive correction hop. Also, all the spinning stuff he did was like kind of ride on all the way around. You know, like there was that nose bonk 540 over the ledge, which was like, it's really gnarly. I don't know if I've ever seen anybody do that.
That, in my opinion, is the ender of the part, and it's kind of just thrown in, you know, in the middle. It's really important that the order of the tricks is correct, you know? That's a main thing. It'd be like reading a book with the last chapter in the middle or something, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, it throws everything off, so.
We have one video part left. Stay tuned for defending 2016 Real BMX silver medalist Colt Fake and his filmer DARRYL TOCCO. Then, our judges will decide who's gonna take home X Games gold. It's time to check out what last year's fan favorite Colt Fake and his filmer DARRYL TOCCO put together for us.
I'm Colt Fake, I'm 28 years old, I'm from Ocoee, Florida. DARRYL and I were in this last year and we ended up doing pretty good. We got fan favorite and the silver medal. We're both excited to get invited back this year and we just wanted to make a video even better than last year.
I'm DARRYL TOCCO and I'm Colt Fake's filmer for Real BMX. The Real BMX contest series is made for Colt. He's the guy that's in the streets looking for setups and doing outrageous stuff. He's not the type of guy that you would catch at a traditional X Games event. He crashes, he works hard for his stuff, he battles. This type of competition is perfect for him.
I feel like as a rider that makes video parts, you always want to top your last video. You don't ever want to do something that wasn't as entertaining as your first one. DARRYL doesn't give me any pressure. It's all me on myself.
If we have like a slow day, Colt has a tendency to put himself into some situations that might be a little over our heads. I think sometimes he just wants to get stuff done so bad that he starts looking at stuff that just isn't safe. So when he's nervous, I'm extra nervous. So there's a balance there, you know, he has to know when to walk away, even though he hates doing it.
I feel like I always have to crash once on everything before I land it. No different this year.
What's really fun about working with Colt is how much thought he puts into this stuff. Like jumping over the car thing, like he just ended up dying.
The jump over the car though was the one that was like an internal injury. Kept me off the bike for a month, put the pressure on a little harder, but it ended up making for a good intro.
It's really cool to have input from the rider for like kooky ideas like that. Yeah, Colt's into this thing from like start to finish. Like he's sitting next to me while I'm editing. He has ideas for cuts and setting up clips and stuff like that. So it's really cool to see like his enthusiasm for like the project start to finish.
I'm Colt Fake and this is my Real BMX video part.
Well, it's certainly what we've come to expect from a guy like Colt Fake. It was fast, it was loose, he had heavy slams, it was really entertaining. What do you guys think?
That intro was amazing. It was like probably 12 or 15 feet up and just launched over this car and lands. Every body part launches off. And it's just like, we're in for a treat right now. This dude is about to just go for it.
I thought it was gonna be over. I thought it was gonna be another 86 seconds of them trying to get him into a hospital.
You include that song that fits so perfect with the part. It's like, I don't care about you. It's like, you actually look at it and you're like, yeah, dude, this dude doesn't care. He is just charging it.
One clip that stood out to me was Colt 360 down a big set of stairs, but the run-up to that was like swerve in, swerve out, go through a doorway. Almost every rider in this contest could three a big set of stairs like that, but I don't know that anyone else would three that set in particular other than Colt, because the run-up was just not ideal at all.
It's because they all care about their lives.
Do you think that all the clips were in the right spot?
I don't think so. And I think it's only because he did so many big gaps that by the time we get to the end one, I don't know if some of those other ones seem like they were bigger.
I felt like the gap over the roof into the ledge could have been his ender, but the angle from the top, really, you couldn't see. That might have been an instance where maybe a second or third angle could have changed that shot and it could have been the ender.
And you gotta think, I mean, he is last year's fan favorite. That was less than a year ago. That's 2 of these he did in a year, which does not make it easy on your body or just like trying to actually film stuff that you haven't seen yet.
I filmed the part last year. If I had to go into another one this year, I'll tell you what, man. It would be so tough. So, I mean, it's very commendable for him to follow up with a great part like this, you know?
We've now watched all 6 videos. We're gonna weigh in with the judges and see how they're feeling right now.
For me, after watching Nathan, I felt like that was going to be a clear-cut winner in my book, but after watching Chad Kerley's part, I got a tough decision to what order I'm going to put those guys in.
I got to give it to Nathan right now just because it was such an amazing balance of switch, regular, tech, gnarly. He basically has the formula for the win, in my opinion.
I'm having a tough time deciding between Nathan and Chad.
The audience should know that this is not an easy decision. All 6 of these parts could win. It really sucks that we have to sort of pull it apart and take some of the fun out of the parts for us, but we have to do that, so.
After 3 months of filming, it all comes down to this. Judges, it's time to write down your votes. Now we're gonna tally up the votes while the riders and filmers check out each other's videos for the first time. After that, it's time to hand out the hardware. Today has been awesome. We've watched all the videos, and now we're nearing the moment of truth. Our bronze medal goes to DeMARCUS PAUL and Mike Mastroni. Oh yeah, man, congratulations. It was extremely close between gold and silver, but the silver medal goes to Chad Kerley, Christian RIGAL. All right, this is it. It's go time. The 2017 Real BMX gold medal goes to Nathan Williams, Peter Adam. '17 X Games Real BMX gold medals. How do you guys feel?
Shocked. Yeah, especially after watching, you know, all the videos and stuff. Like, yeah, I'm shocked.
Peter, what do you think?
Shocked's the word. I mean, to get the invite in the first place is something really special. And then the list of names, just to be involved is, you know, a real honor. But to win it, it's unbelievable.
Now, Peter, if someone told you 10, 15 years ago that you were going to win an X Games gold medal, what would you have said?
Wake up, must be dreaming, you know? I mean, it's unbelievable for me to be standing here with a gold X Games medal around my neck. It's just, yeah, it's a real honor.
Nathan, do you feel that a contest like this really represents street riding and all that you guys put into it?
Yeah, to me, it does. You know, especially compared to like a normal like contest setting. You know, you got like 60 seconds to do like all your stuff, and this way you have 3 months to like take your time, and that's how you would normally go about a video part, is taking your time and like thinking about which clip you want here, which clip you want there, and it really, I think, sums it up, I think, pretty well.
Well, there you have it. 2017 X Games Real BMX gold medalist Nathan Williams, Peter Adam. The judges have chosen our winner, but we want you, the viewer, to choose your favorite. To vote for Real BMX fan favorite, log on to xgames.com/realbmx. Congrats to these guys, and thanks to everybody out there for watching.